Welcome back, everybody. We are so glad that you have joined us today. You are probably between about week 5 and week 8 of your healing journey. And today we want to talk about managing your stress and your cortisol production. I don't know how many of you know about what cortisol does to your body, but it actually links to a lot of functions in our body. And stress is a huge piece to our overall health and our healing process.
Yes, so if you are a stressed out person frequently, what it's gonna do is it's gonna put you in a fight or flight mode, and it's gonna release something called cortisol. Now, cortisol is going to trigger things like your immune system. You're gonna have decreased immune function, decreased digestive function. You're gonna have, more stress and anxiety and mood things. All of that is created to cortisol, is that fight or flight hormone. And if you're constantly in fight or flight mode, then you are not going to heal as effectively and efficiently as you can. So we are going to talk about a few ways that you can improve self-care and start getting quicker, better results.
And the one thing I also wanted to add as well is when you have a high level of cortisol level, your blood sugars also spike. So when you have elevated blood sugars, you also can't find REM sleep, sleeping, energy, sugar cravings. It's kind of like a ripple effect as that cortisol level starts to produce and increase in levels, and then that's stemmed from stress. So we're going to talk about the 5 S's. Number 1 is
sugar. So sugar adds so much to your overall health. We've talked about this in some of the past videos if you've listened to them, but it also can contribute to your body releasing more cortisol.
The second one is sleep. We want to make sure that we are giving every opportunity for our body to wind down at night and fall asleep. I know a lot of you do work night shift, day shift. Everyone has their different schedules, but finding that opportunity to allow your body to fall asleep. So avoiding TV or screens at night, winding down by taking a bath, listening to music, reading a book, even going for a walk, letting your mind find a spot to relax, and then introducing that as a structured routine in your schedule. So doing that often so that your body can recognize that you are going into sleep mode. And then as you wind down, optimal sleep would be about between 7 and 9 hours. That can be different for everybody, but as you start to heal your gut and release more serotonin levels, your body will be able to go into REM sleep, which is healing sleep. And then as your journey starts to continue and unfold, you'll notice your sleep patterns will be a lot more improved.
The CDC actually reports that you're in sleep debt if you have less than 8 hours of sleep for 2 consecutive nights. Isn't that interesting? How many of us are getting less than 8 hours on a consistent basis? You guys, this affects your overall health, and it can put you more into that fight or flight mode when your body isn't getting that REM sleep that Jess was talking about.
Right.
So we want to talk about stress also. Stress can contribute to lack of sleep. And I know we kind of already talked about this, but this is one of the 5 S's. And talking about stress, what are ways or things that you can do in your life that will decrease stress? For me, as a busy mom of 4, I tend to be running around and there's always somebody calling me or needing me, and I'm making dinner and I'm doing my plexus business and I'm, helping a friend or whatever. And we can tend to be running around and just kind of always having something on our list and never fully calming down. This is where I think it's so important to take that time to breathe, okay? I'm a yoga instructor also. And so I noticed when I started learning about yoga and going through my certification is that sitting down and just breathing, how many times do we literally just stop and go and just breathe? This is such an important part of decreasing stress. Finding a way to meditate, maybe you read a book, maybe you lay quietly for a moment, maybe you pray, whatever it is that you do to find that time to relax and slow down.
The 4th thing is supplements. The supplements that we're taking now, making sure that you're staying consistent, having that patience with the consistency and time that your body needs to allow root healing. Hormones are actually one of the last things for a lot of people that they'll notice. So if you aren't noticing restful sleep right away, that's okay. There's a lot of people, about half of the people will notice that they will notice improved sleep and energy and even sugar cravings longer term, which is okay. That's hormone production. And if you have whacked hormones or hormones that are imbalanced, that can take some time, or even thyroid dysfunction such as PCOS, thyroid issues, diabetes, any of that, it can take a little while longer than someone else that doesn't struggle with their hormones. So just making sure that you're staying consistent with your supplements and medications that I still advocate for, but making sure that you have that in your routine and structure.
Yes, and then the last one, which kind of goes hand in hand with what I just talked about, is self-care. And just finding those times in your day that are specifically for you. Okay, the opposite of depression is actually play. How often do you play in your day? And play is defined by the time when you're doing something, you lose track of time, okay? I love to play with my kids, but sitting down and playing a game with my kids is not my definition of play. You need to find time where you can escape your mind, you can escape your stresses, and you can just relax and release stress.
So those are the 5 S's. I hope you learned something today, and I hope that you continue to be on this journey with us and focus on those 5 S's so that you can find the best results out of these products.
Thanks, guys.